Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. Welcome back to my channel, my lovelies. If you've never been here before, thank you so much for clicking on my video. I am so happy you found me. I do so hope that you will like and subscribe before you leave. Become part of the mama family. Mama's got your back, at least where makeup's concerned, and definitely when that makeup is cheap. Today is the 11th installment of The Good, the Bad, and the Empty. We have a ton of stuff to go over. Before we get started, a very special, very warm welcome to any of those that are new to my channel. I am so incredibly happy that you are here. If you enjoy the content, I do so hope that you will mash that thumbs up button. I hope that you will subscribe if you have not already, and I hope that you will ring my bell, turn on your notifications, so that way next time I upload a video, you can come right back here and we can hang out together again. Also, my makeup is done already. I did make sure to film a TikTok on today's eye look if you are interested. It turned out super cute. It's a little bit of a graphic moment. Guys, if you are not following me on all my other socials, you definitely should go do that. I post fun content literally every single day. And if you're following me everywhere, you don't have to worry about missing a single moment of it. I will make sure to put the tag for my TikTok as well as all of my other socials in the description box below, along with a full list of everything that I'm going to be talking about in today's video. And if you have any questions of what I'm using, what's on my face, how I put it there, all you gotta do is leave me a comment and I will get back to you. Alright, my lovelies, with all of that out of the way, let's dive into these empties. I got a big old bucket of empties to get through, y'all. I haven't done a episode of The Good, the Bad, and the Empty, and I want to say a couple of months at this point, so we have a ton of stuff to get over. I want to start talking about the skincare, because there's quite a bit of it, a little bit of hair care, and then I have a ton of makeup empties as well, so let's just go ahead and dive right in. First up, I used an entire bottle of the Neutrogena oil-free makeup remover. I actually really like this. It is not my favorite. I do not enjoy it says it's oil-free, but somehow there is still that oily residue that's left over on your skin when you use it. It is fantastic for removing makeup. Even eye-proof or even waterproof mascara takes it off without a problem. However, I really like to use this kind of stuff only when I'm applying my makeup. I just use it to really clean up the edges of my eyeshadow. If I make a mistake with some mascara, something like that, that's what I use this stuff for. I never actually use it to remove my makeup at the end of the day. That's when I use my makeup melting balms, things like that. So this is not optimal just because when it leaves that oily residue behind, it can make it a little bit difficult to apply makeup over top of it. Sometimes the makeup applies splotchy or unevenly. Not the best. However, I really do like this stuff. I will repurchase it at some point. But right now I am working on this one I got from Makeup Revolution. This is from their e.l.f. collection. This stuff is actually really good. Does the same thing but without the oily residue, and I think they're about the same price. This goes for around $10, and so did this, and you get a bunch more product in here than you did in here. So yeah, I'm gonna stick to this for just a little while. But if you're into, if you don't mind the oily residue, this wasn't a bad one. If you enjoy using this to take off your makeup at the end of the day, I think this one is fantastic, because like I said, it breaks down the waterproof mascara, things like that, with no problem at all. Next up, I went through an entire jar of the Skin Proud Sleep Hero overnight mask. Now, overnight masks are basically just more expensive moisturizers, so I use them interchangeably. I ran out of the moisturizer that I was using, and this was close at hand, so I just started using this as my daytime moisturizer, and it is wonderful. Skin Proud, I believe, is a UK-based brand. I picked these up at my local Walmart. They're so good. I really enjoy this brand just in general. They're really affordable as well. The packaging is super nice. Yeah, it is gone. The packaging is super nice. They smell really nice. This one has kind of like a raspberry kind of fruity scent to it. Not overpowering, but just enough to be very pleasant when you use it. This goes for $15.56 at my local Walmart. think that's a pretty fair price for a moisturizer. And especially, I mean, this was so good. Lightweight, it's got that almost cream gel consistency, so it really sinks into the skin, doesn't leave a heavy or greasy feeling behind. So nice. Not thick enough or rich enough to be an overnight mask or a nighttime moisturizer for me, just because I'm a super dried up, dusty old mummy, and I really need, like, I need the hydration at night. But for a daytime option, this was really nice. So I went through, I absolutely love a good masking moment. I think masks are a really wonderful way to treat yourself and treat your skin. 9 times out of 10, I will put a mask on if I'm gonna go do the dishes, or if I'm just up and doing something and have time. I will put a mask on, especially if I remember, or if I'm sitting at my desk doing some research for like True Love Tuesday, something like that. I will pop a mask on and just let it sit there until I remember to wipe it off. I really prefer a paint on mask as opposed to a sheet mask, just because I think they're more convenient for my lifestyle. But this one was a really good one. Unfortunately, this one is no longer in, what are they? They're no longer manufacturing this one. It no longer is being made. But a lot of times you can come across things that have been discontinued. That's the word. This is discontinued. But a lot of times you can come across these products at the discount stores, Burke's, TJ Maxx, Marshall's, places like that. That's where I picked this up. It was at Burke's. I picked it up for, I want to say, like $8 or $9. Originally, this went for closer to $20. This is the ginger and turmeric vitamin C jelly mask from First Aid Beauty. First Aid Beauty is a really trendy brand at the moment. I actually really enjoy a lot of their stuff. This had vitamin C in it, had hyaluronic acid. This was really beautifully brightening and plumping, really made my skin feel like bouncy and rejuvenated. I really enjoyed using this. I used it to the very last drop. I love the packaging as well. Reminds me of like a cotton candy moment. This stuff was so nice. Didn't really have a scent to it, didn't really smell too much like anything, but I could definitely see a difference in like plumpness and hydration when I used this. Also, it was very brightening, kind of like it's almost a little bit exfoliating, not sure, but my skin did just look a little bit clearer, a little bit brighter when I used it. So yeah, I really enjoyed this one. Just like kind of lathered it, I just kind of slathered it all over my face, and it just, oh, so nice. Liked this one a lot. Ooh, we have a bougie product. So this I received in my BoxyCharm. This is the Somme Institute. They are the glycolic acid exfoliating pads. You got 50 individual little pads in here. Like, it's empty. You got 50 pads in here. They were basically like little cotton pads pre-soaked in glycolic acid, and it's basically just an exfoliator, a chemical exfoliant. Y'all, these were fantastic. Definitely strong though. These were one of those things that I used every other day in the morning, and they made the biggest difference, especially if you're suffering with like blackheads or clogged pores. I think this is a fantastic answer to that. They are very pricey though. These went for $65 full price. I think they're more expensive other places. The cheapest place I found them was on Amazon for $65. Now, I am sure that there are much more affordable options to this, but I think this just like an idea, this as an idea is a really good one. It is so simple to just get a cotton pad out, just rub it all over your face and be done with it. I also used these on my son, and they worked wonders. He has awful blackheads all over his nose. He just gets clogged pores really easily, on top of the fact that he's 14. He's going through puberty, and like he's just got the hormonal acne that's going on right now. These really helped with the blackheads. They cleared them up on his nose pretty quickly. Like I said, they're very strong though, so everyday use is definitely not recommended, but once every other day in the morning worked wonders, especially for like up here. I tend to have most of my texture like under my eyes and right through here. It cleared it up and smoothed out my skin in an absolute heartbeat. I really liked these. If I ever see them on the BoxyCharm drop shop for, you know, a discounted price, because I definitely wouldn't spend the $65 on them. I have my exfoliating toners and things like that that do pretty much the same thing. However, I really liked the convenience of them being pre-soaked. Literally all I had to do was pick one out of the tin and just rub it all over my face. It simplified my routine just a little bit, and I appreciated it for that. But at $65, it's a little bit outside my price range. But if I ever see it back on the BoxyCharm drop shop, I will be repurchasing because I really, really like these. I think that the packaging isn't anything super special. You get a nice, like, I don't know, it's just a nice heavy plastic container, but they actually worked. They were really, really nice. I enjoyed using them very, very much. Next up, we have a product that I was not impressed with. This is the Juvias Place Let's Melt It Off Melting Makeup Balm Cleanser thing. This stuff is pretty pricey. At full price, this stuff is $18. It's on sale right now on the Juvias Place website for $9, and I can understand why. I just wasn't impressed with this. I feel like it tugged on my skin. It didn't really get the makeup off, especially, you guys know, I use waterproof mascara every single day of my life because my eyes are super watery. They run like faucets, and other mascara just doesn't handle the watery eye situation very well. So I have to use waterproof mascara, and this just did not touch it. Like, it would get it off, kind of, but I would always wake up the next morning and have raccoon eyes. Like, and I used it to the very, very last drop. Like, I used it till it was done, and I was not impressed. I think it is really expensive for what you get in here. You only get 1.5 ounces of product, whereas the e.l.f. one, which is one of my favorites of all time, it is $10, so $8 less expensive. You get 2 full ounces of product, and it works a million times better. So definitely will not be repurchasing this. However, I have recently found probably the best makeup melter I have ever used in my career. In my life, it is so fantastic. I found this at my local Burke's. I think I picked this up for $12. This is the Hairitage All Clean Balm. Y'all, when I tell you, and not only that, but you get a ton of freaking product in here. You get, I want to say you get 120 mils. So I'm not exactly sure how many ounces that is, but I'm going to assume it's over 2 because there's a ton of product in here. It comes with its own little spoon, and then you open it up, and that is, yeah, I freaking adore this stuff. It is literally the best makeup melter I have ever used. It takes makeup off it is so quick. It feels nice on the skin. This stuff, the Juvias Place stuff, burned my eyeballs so bad. If I would get it in my eye, it would sting, and like my eyes would water. It would be awful. Y'all, I could probably just tap this right onto my eyeball and it wouldn't bother it at all. It's sensitive skin friendly. It smells delightful. Like, this stuff is just fantastic. At full price, you can get this on Amazon, and I think it's only like $14 or $15. But considering how much product you get in here and how fantastic the quality is, best believe I have already ordered a replacement because this stuff has quickly become my very, very favorite. The e.l.f. is still in a close second, but I think for this stuff it's an even better value because it's only $14 and you're getting you're getting 150 mils, however many ounces that is. But you're getting more product than the e.l.f. one for only $4, and I like this one. This one has a very, very soft, very delicate kind of scent to it. It's got that kind of skincare smell, and it smells delightful. The e.l.f. one is unscented, so if you prefer an unscented product, go for the e.l.f. one, but this one is so nice, and it also comes in different scents. They have like a mandarin one. That's the one that I ordered. I'm excited for it to get here. Cannot wait. But y'all, this is fantastic. This, unfortunately, is not. It was very, very thick. It tugged on my skin. It burned my eyes. And it didn't really work. So yeah, this is a no-go. We will not be repurchasing her. I went through an entire little charcoal gel face mask. These are just about as cheap of a face mask as you can get. I actually picked this up in a little 3-pack from, I think I picked it up from Burke's, somewhere like that. I think I paid $5 for it. You can get the entire 3-pack, and the reason I like these is because they are hydrating. Like, they're not going to give you any like anti-wrinkle, anti-aging benefits, anything like that. But if you're just looking for a nice little hydrating moment for your skin, they're going to do the trick. But the reason I like these so much is because you get 3 of these little jars, plus you get a mask applicator, I think for like $5 or $6. Definitely worth it. And again, they're nothing special, but they are nicely hydrating, and it's just a little something special you can do for your skin if you have the time. So yeah, these are cute. I wouldn't recommend you go out of your way to pick them up, but if you're looking for a nice cheap mask, I think these would be a fantastic gift option, especially for the younger people in your life. These are fantastic for that, because then you feel like you're getting like a little something special. Skincare is so trendy right now anyway. You get 3 different mask variations, and you get the little spatula applicator. Let me show you what the applicator looks like. Hold on. So this is the little spatula that comes with the little masks, and the spatula is actually really fantastic. It's good quality. It's got a nice handle on it. The silicone applicator is really nice. I actually really enjoy the spatula and the masks together. They're super cute. Do I think that they're like anything revolutionary? Certainly not, but they're dirt cheap. They're a little bit hydrating, but I do think they would be a fantastic gift idea for like a stocking stuffer, something like that, if you've got some younger makeup or skincare enthusiasts in your life. I used up all of my Mizon snail mucin eye patches. So these are the Mizon multifunction snail repair intensive gold eye gel patches. Very long name. Mizon is a Korean skincare brand. They are very heavy in like the snail mucin, things like that. Snail mucin is so trendy right now. I have been using this brand in particular for years at this point. I really enjoy these eye gel masks, and also really enjoy the packaging. So this masks, it comes in a pack of 30, I believe, and they are $17. So the value is definitely there. I really enjoy the packaging though. Oftentimes when you get big packs of the eye gels, you have to worry about them drying out before you can use them, things like that. And I liked this kind of double layer packaging, so that way I didn't have to worry about them drying out. It really kept and sealed the moisture in there, so they were nice and juicy until the very last set of masks. These were good. I do think that the shape of them is a little bit off, but they either way, they worked beautifully hydrating. They definitely took care of my dark circles. They took care of a lot of my puffiness. I'm not sure they did a ton about my wrinkles and fine lines, but 2 out of 3 I'm definitely okay with. Very happy about it. Beautifully hydrating. I think that was the biggest point. Beautifully hydrating, and they definitely did depuff quite a bit. So I enjoyed these. I did already repurchase these. I repurchased the collagen ones though instead. They have snail mucin as well, but I figured I could probably do with a little bit of extra elasticity on that part of my face. So we ordered the collagen ones, but these are a 10 out of 10. I really enjoy these. The value is definitely there for your money. You're getting 30 sets of eye patches in here, which again is going to last you absolutely forever, because nobody eye masks every single day. I use these probably once or twice a week, and the reason that I enjoyed these as much as I did is because they stayed put. Oftentimes you get those eye masks and they'll slip down your face. They don't stay where they're supposed to. They migrate, they move all over. These ones, you put them down and they stick to you. Like, they're not going to move. I would actually put these on before I went to bed, and then I would wake up in the morning and they would still be on my eye. And the more they dry down, the more they stick to your skin. So literally, they're not, if you don't mess with them, they're not going to come off until you peel them off, which makes them great for putting on before you go to bed. Just kind of taking them off in the morning. These are fantastic. Love these. $17 I think is a really fantastic price point as well. We have another mask. This is the Milani Aqua Bloom Hydrate and Replenish Jelly Mask. This is awful. It actually is just so thick and so sticky. It is so difficult to get off. This is actually kind of expensive as well. This is $14. You get, how much do you get in here? You get 2 fluid ounces of product, so a good amount of product in here, but it is so sticky and so difficult to remove. It's like one of those things that you rub and you rub and you rub, and it just doesn't want to leave your skin. Very sticky, almost uncomfortable to wear. I didn't enjoy this at all. I did use it to the very last drop. It smells delightful. It's got a very beautiful, very light, kind of almost expensive skincare scent to it. Smells divine, and it actually feels kind of good going onto the face. It feels very refreshing and cooling. Very, very wonderful. But once it starts to dry down, it gets so sticky. Like literally everything sticks to it. It feels really heavy and uncomfortable on the face. Definitely not something that I would repurchase. I didn't think that the benefits were enough to justify how sticky this is and how difficult it is to remove. Like the only way I could wear this is if I put it on and wore it before I got in the shower. That's how difficult, like, because even just trying to take it off with a washcloth or something like that just felt like it took forever. So really the best way was just put my face under the shower head and just scrub my face off. Yeah, not a fan of this. Really, really difficult to remove, and I didn't see enough hydrating benefits from it to really justify. And it's expensive, so no thank you. No thank you. We love Milani, but this is a no-go for me. I went through an entire Versed Dew Point moisturizer. This, y'all, this is fantastic. This is probably one of my favorite daytime moisturizers I've tried out this year. This stuff was so good. So the Versed, it goes for $14.97, so around $15. Really affordable. Cheapest price again is on Amazon. Y'all, the stuff is fantabulous. Again, it is definitely a daytime moisturizer for me. It is not heavy enough to be a nighttime. It's not heavy or rich enough for that. But if you have oily or combination skin, I think you would really, really like this. Even dry skin, it did wonderful things for my face throughout the day. I just really liked this. Super easy. Is it gone? Yeah, it's gone. But very, very light, kind of like gel-like texture. It just sinks into the skin immediately. Gives you that really beautiful, like almost like a splash of water on the face. Just instantly sunk in. You felt quenched. You felt refreshed. Gives your skin a little bit of bounciness. It leaves a little bit of that dewy finish on the skin as well, without feeling greasy or heavy in any way. This stuff is fantastic. Versed is one of those brands that I am a stan for. They're super affordable. They're available at Walmart, and they're just good. It's good, no nonsense skincare. It does exactly what it tells you it's going to do without trying to be like, oh, I'm so special. It's just very approachable, very upfront skincare, and I really, really enjoy it. This one was so fantastic. It says, I am a light jelly-like moisturizer that keeps the bounce in your skin. I definitely agree with that. Face and neck, AM or PM. Says fragrance-free, vegan, cruelty-free, dye-free, no parabens, silicone, sulfates, formaldehydes, petroleum, or mineral oils. It's just good skincare. It's just good, no-nonsense skincare, and it is so very nice. I do recommend this for more combination oily skin types though, because it is such a lightweight moisturizer. If you have super dry skin like I do, it's possible that it's not going to be enough hydration for you, but really beautiful lightweight moisturizer. I definitely like that. Now we have some serums to go over. I went through an entire bottle of the L'Oreal Midnight Serum. I really enjoy this serum. I think it is gone. I'm very sad about it. This is a fantastic product. It's one of those, it's supposed to be an anti-aging kind of serum. It goes on, it's got a little bit of hyaluronic acid in it. It's got all kinds of antioxidants, things like that. So it's supposed to go on and rejuvenate your face overnight. I don't know about all that, but I did see, I like to have a serum like this in my nighttime skincare routine. This one was fairly affordable. The L'Oreal Midnight Serum goes for $16.42. I picked this up at Walmart. You can get it more affordably on Amazon. This is just nice. I don't know that I saw a ton of actual results from it, but again, I wasn't really super paying attention, but it did feel really nice on the skin. Felt nicely hydrating. It wasn't drying. Sometimes retinols, things like that, can be quite irritating to the skin. They can be quite drying as well, and I didn't find that I noticed any drying or any redness, any irritation from this serum at all. This I just put all over my face. I just did a couple of dots on my forehead and each of my cheeks and just rubbed it in. It sank in beautifully. It wasn't greasy. I don't really think it has much of a smell to it. Yeah, it just smells like really light skincare. I enjoyed this. Am I going to recommend it to you? Maybe not. Maybe it's not something you need to have in your nighttime routine. But if you like just a good all-in-one serum, something that's going to hydrate a little bit and have a couple, and this has antioxidants in it as well, which is actually really good for your skin. Helps with cell turnover, things like that. So if you're looking for something like that, this is a really, really good option. For 17 bucks, not too bad, pretty standard price for something like this. And the packaging is just really adorable. I love that it's black and gold. It looks very, very aesthetic, if that matters to you. And it just looks really cute sitting on your dresser. But yeah, good one. Nothing super special though. I went through an entire bottle of the Revolution EGF facial serum. I think EGF stands for epidermal something growth factor. Epidermal growth factor, something like that. It's basically just a skin conditioner. It's gonna go on. It's got some vitamins in there. It's got some antioxidants in there. It's basically just an all-in-one kind of serum. It's gonna give you a little bit of hydration. It's gonna help with cell turnover and renewal, things like that. This was an okay one. I picked this up for I think around $10. I don't even think they make this one anymore, so I'm not going to recommend it to you guys, but a good hydrating kind of antioxidant rich facial serum. This one I use for my daytime routine. It's lightweight. I just put a couple of dots on my face and just kind of rubbed it in everywhere. I didn't really focus it in one area in particular, but it was nice. It was another step in my routine. I tell you what, when it comes to my skincare, I go all out. I'm definitely a little bit extra. I probably should do an updated skincare AM and PM routine, just show you guys what I'm using right now. But y'all, I actually really enjoyed this. I wouldn't repurchase it again. I didn't think it was anything super special. I didn't think that I got anything out of this that I wouldn't get from, let's say, a good hyaluronic acid serum, something like that. But yeah, it was good, not great, but not bad either. Collagen is one of those things that I have in both my AM and PM skincare routines, and I really like collagen just because, again, y'all, we're all trying to fight that clock. We're all trying to fight the passing of time, and collagen is just one of those things. Don't know if it's just in my head or not, but I really feel like it brings the bounce and the youthfulness back to my skin. It plumps everything up. So I really like to have a collagen step, like I said, morning and night. This is the Skin Lab Treatment Serum Hydrolyzed Collagen Essence, and I really like this. I love the bottle. I like that it's baby blue, something a little bit different. And again, it just it's gone. But I really liked this. It was super hydrating as well. It was a little bit creamy. It wasn't just like a clear, watery essence. There was a little bit of a milkiness to it. It felt beautifully hydrating. This is another one of those things that I just put all over my face. It was nice. I think when it comes to collagen serums, it's difficult to really see. It's really difficult to kind of break down and see exactly what it's doing, because again, we have so many different steps in our nighttime skincare routine. I will say though, I enjoyed using this one. I did notice a visible kind of like plumping of my skin, things like that. So it did what a good collagen serum is supposed to do. So this isn't super expensive. I picked this up at Burke's, I think for like $4 or $5, but it is available on Amazon. This is the Skin Lab Treatment Serum, and it goes for $13.48. I found this on Amazon for about $14. I think at $14, I don't think you would be upset with this serum at all. You have some of the Olay collagen serums, things like that, and they're even more expensive. I think they're closer to like $17 or $18. So I think this one worked just as well as those other ones. So yeah, not mad about it at all. I think it was a beautiful collagen serum. Again, yeah, it did exactly what it was supposed to do. I think that was just about everything when it came to skincare. The only thing I have left to mention is this Pond's cold cream. This is the makeup remover deep cleanser. Y'all, this doesn't work. I really love like Oil of Olay and Pond's, things like that. They're so nostalgic for me because it's what my mom used and my grandma used. So I just kind of like, and it's that smell. There's something about the smell that is just like, oh, it's homey and comforting and wonderful to me. So I had never used this before. I picked it up and I was like, okay, I was just trying to find something, right? I was just trying to find, is there something better than my e.l.f. out there? So I picked this up. This is actually pretty affordable. I picked this up at Walmart, and I think it was only like $5 or $6. You get a good amount of product in here. You get 3.5 ounces of product, which is a good amount. But I found that it just didn't do it. It just didn't do it for me. It didn't take my makeup off. Also really don't like that you have to wipe this off. Like, it doesn't sink into your skin and melt down like my melting balms do. They kind of like sink in the skin and melt down, and then you wipe your face off and everything goes with it. This is like half moisturizer and half makeup remover, so it's supposed to go on and really hydrate your face, things like that. But I found that it stung my eyes. I found that it didn't take my waterproof mascara off. It really didn't even take my base makeup off. I found that I had to work a lot harder when I used this than anything else, like a makeup melting balm, something like that. So I don't see the merit of this at all. But if you do use this, please tell me, like, let me know how you use it. Like, am I using it wrong? I would just take a scoop out of the jar and just kind of like rub it into my face, all that good stuff. Like, I read the directions, I followed the directions, but I'm thinking, is there a tip? Is there something I'm not doing? Like, I don't know. I kind of want this to work. I want this to work really, really badly. It just didn't do it for me. I have a couple of hair care products. Guys, I am a masker. When it comes to my hair, I am a masker. I have dry skin, I have dry hair, I have dry everything. So as much moisture as I can infuse into my hair, I am all for it. My hair is dry and brittle. It breaks and cracks on me continuously, and I am genuinely terrified of being bald. Like, it's like one of those irrational fears. I have so much hair, I'll probably never have to worry about it. Knock on wood. But I really try to hydrate it and minimize the damage and the breakage as much as I possibly can. So I mask continuously. I picked up this mask. This is the Mudmasky Root Feeding Hair Mask. This goes for $17 on Amazon. Pretty affordable price point. You get a good amount of product in here. You get 2.5 fluid ounces, so 2.5 ounces. This is beautifully hydrating for the hair. This I picked up more so as a mix-in than anything else because I color treat my hair. I 9 times out of 10 before I take a shower will put a purple hair mask in my hair. Now, unfortunately, the purple masks can oftentimes be fairly damaging to your hair. They can be quite drying. So in order to counteract that, I will mix my purple mask with something that's hydrating, just so that I can get like multiple benefits in one time and I don't have to sit there and mask my hair a million different times. This was a really beautiful mix-in product. I could definitely tell that my hair seemed silkier and shinier and smoother after I had used it. So yeah, definitely something I would repurchase if I ever came across it again. Not something I would really go and seek out. It wasn't that special that I would feel like, oh, like this is my holy grail. But it was a nicely hydrating, kind of pretty run-of-the-mill standard kind of hair mask. I did enjoy it, but it wasn't anything that's like really stood out to me or seemed super, super special. On the other hand, this is the Hairitage by Mindy McKnight. This is the protein treatment mask. And again, I do the same thing with this that I do with everything else. I will mix it with some of my blue or purple hair mask and get both of the benefits at one time. This I really, really liked. On top of the fact that this smells absolutely divine. All of the Hairitage hair care products, I think they smell so good. They have such a signature kind of scent to them. They're a little bit spicy, but they're a little bit like, oh, they're just so, so good. It smells expensive, and the scent literally lingers in your hair for freaking days afterward. It is so fantastic. You get a great amount of product in here. You get 8 fluid ounces, which is a ton. Even if you have as much hair as I do, this thing lasted me for a good long while. The price point on this is fantastic. It's $10. Now, they're only available at Walmart, and I'm a little bit sad because I went to look up the price of this, and it was out of stock everywhere. So I don't know if that means that her brand kind of like went under, because I saw a lot of her products were just out of stock, and they haven't been restocked in a good long while. So I'm wondering if this brand went under, and if that happened, I am going to be so, so sad, because like I said, this brand, like this line, is one of my holy grails. It is available at Walmart. It is incredibly affordable. It's just good hair care at a really, really great price point. So I'm really, really sad about it. But if you ever come across this hair mask, this is the protein treatment. She has a purple hair mask that is fantastic as well. But if you're looking for a good mask that's not going to break your wallet, break the bank, I think this one is a fantastic choice. And then when it comes to hairstyling products, this is like one of my holy grails, like of all time. This is the Marc Anthony Strictly Curls Curl Enhancing Styling Foam. This has extra hold to it. This is genuinely just, it is so good. This stuff, the smallest amount of it is going to go the very, very longest way. The price point on this, like, it ranges widely. So it's a little bit more expensive at Rite Aid and Walgreens, CVS, places like that. You can pick it up at Walmart. Usually it goes for around $10. It is so worth it. Like I said, a little bit of this goes the very, very longest ways, and it's kind of like it's a mousse, right? But it goes in the hair and it doesn't crunchify. I can't stand having my hair be crunchy. I can't touch it. Like, it just bothers me so much. So this goes in, it makes your hair shiny, it reduces frizz, but it's very touchable. Like, it doesn't crunchify your hair, but it still sticks your curls together. I haven't washed my hair, and I want to say it's been over a week, because I'm going to get my hair dyed tomorrow. I'm getting my highlights redone tomorrow. Thank the good Lord, it's been 6 months and I got roots for days. But I'm not washing my hair right now, so I just wet my hair down just a little bit, put a little bit of this in, and it refreshed my curls just enough to be a little bit presentable. But it's very, very touchable. It moves. You see how shiny it is, especially for curly hair. Shiny hair just is not, it's usually just not the thing. It's very difficult to get curly hair to be shiny, but it cuts down on the frizz. It gives me a little bit of shine. It gives me that hold without being crunchy and gross, and I just really, really like it. This whole line of products is fantastic. I love the curl cream, which is really fantastic. I love just everything. This line in general, and it smells like lemons. It's got a very, very light scent to it, so if you're not into super scented products, you're gonna love this. It is a very, very light lemony kind of citrus scent to it that fades very, very quickly. Like, it doesn't linger in the hair at all, but it gives you all of the good things that you're looking for, like the hold and the control, the defrizziness, all that good stuff, at a really fantastic price point as well. And you get a great amount of product in here. You get 300 mils, so 10 ounces, and like I said, this can last you absolutely forever. So yes, 10 out of 10 would recommend. And then we have the makeup portion for today's empty video. And surprisingly, there is a butt ton of makeup. Seems like all of my products decided to run out at the same time, so we got lots to talk about. I want to start off with primers, and I have two or three primers to talk about. First of which is this one. This is the Relove Pore Vanish Primer. Guys, this thing ran out on me so quickly. So this is super, super affordable. This goes for $4.98. You get a half an ounce of product in here, less than a half an ounce. You get 0.40 ounces of product in here, which is not very much at all. The standard amount is usually 1 full fluid ounce, so you're getting less than half, which I guess explains the very, very small price point. But if you're going to use this all day, every day, like, I just feel like it's going to run out on you so quickly. As for the way that it performed, I felt like I really liked the way that this smelled. Like, is there anything left in here? No, it's gone. I really enjoyed the way that this smelled. It's got a very light, nice kind of like fruity scent to it. It didn't really fill in my pores. It didn't really do much for me, in all honesty, but it felt beautifully hydrating. I really liked it as more of a hydrating primer than anything else. It just felt like a nice splash of moisture on my face before I began my makeup. And I think that's why I ran out of it as quick as I did. I feel the very same way about this as I do my ColourPop Pretty Fresh primer. They just give you that same very refreshing, very hydrating feel to the skin. So I would repurchase this, but not because it's a pore filling primer or anything like that, just because it felt nice and hydrating. But honestly, at $5, I would rather spend just a couple more dollars and get over like twice as much product you're getting gypped with this. You're getting gypped big time with this, because not even a half an ounce of product in here. No wonder this ran out on me so quickly. So good, but maybe not so much a repurchase. I went through a full tub of the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. Guys, we all know and love this stuff. It's fantastic. I really enjoy this. I put it all over my face basically, but I really focus it around, you know, where my pores are the biggest. So around my mouth and underneath my eyes. Fills in everything, gives you a nice solid kind of just evened out, smoothed out base to work on top of. So yeah, like it. I already have a repurchased version of it. I do prefer the Luminous Putty Primer to the original. I just like the little bit of luminosity that it adds to my skin. But yeah, these are good. However, this used to be $8 and now it's $10. The price point has gone up $2, and I don't like that. e.l.f. used to be one of those brands that was like ridiculously affordable. Like, you went to them if you wanted good quality makeup at a good affordable price point, and it just seems like with all of their recent launches, they're getting more expensive, and they are no longer one of the most affordable brands at the drugstore, which makes me very sad, and especially when they come out with products like this. So this is the e.l.f. Brow Lift, okay? So this goes for $6. Pretty soon it's going to be $8, because you know they're just going to jack up those prices. But y'all, I didn't even get to finish this because what is that? What is that? So I really enjoyed this product. I freaking loved it so very much. It goes in, I really like that kind of fluffy brow look. And my brows are very coarse, and they're very curly, like the rest of the hair on my body. So I really needed something that was going to help me control that and really keep them glued up and stuck up on my forehead. This freaking did that. But if y'all don't know, it is supposed to be freaking clear. It is supposed to be see-through, and I don't know. Let me give you guys a close-up. Do you guys see that? That is mold. I don't know what could cause it to look like a freaking petri dish, but that is what's going on. And I do not feel comfortable or safe putting that on my face. I just feel like that is a problem. That is a problem, and I am not the only one that has experienced this. I have noticed that there have been quite a few people talking about the fact that this just goes moldy over time, and it's kind of disgusting. Not even kind of, it is really disgusting. A product should not do that, especially because I keep all of my like applicators and things like that. I keep those clean. So like there should be no reason for this to look like a petri dish right now. Like, it looks like a science experiment, and that's not freaking okay. So yeah, I don't know that I'm going to repurchase this. But I do know that this is a holy grail for a lot of people, and at $6 a piece, I just feel like there's still quite a bit. Like, I was able to get through quite a lot of it before it got to this point. But I just feel like at $6, we don't have money to be wasting that much product. So I want to propose a little bit of a what is the word I'm looking for? I want to propose a second option. This bad boy right here. Y'all, this is from Shop Miss A. This is the Magical Girl Brow Lift Sculpting Wax. Y'all, this is $1.55. So literally a fraction of the price of the e.l.f. You get much more product in here as well. I have had this for just as long as I have had my e.l.f. and look at that. No mold, no weird growths in there, and it works even better than the e.l.f. stuff. So the e.l.f. stuff, it goes in the brows, it lifts everything up, it kind of like keeps everything in place, but it does not dry down. So I found that when I had to use my e.l.f. one, I would still have to go in on top with like a brow setter, something like that, that was really going to keep my brows in place, kind of stiffen up just a little bit. Because even though that keeps things up, if you nudge your brow or touch your brow in any way, it's just going to kind of like smudge, right? So this stuff actually freaking dries down. It dries down. It gives you a little bit of that, I want to say crusty, and usually crusty is not a good word, and you don't want to use that to describe something good on your face. But when it comes to the brows, I want crusty brows. Like, I want to be able to be done with my brows, and I want them to not freaking move. I don't want them to budge. I just want them to be on my face until I decide that I don't want them on my face anymore. And y'all, this does that for me. It is so close to the e.l.f. brow lift or whatever, but this I think is just even a little bit better. On top of the fact that it doesn't mold, you get more product in here, and it is even more affordable than the e.l.f. one. I just think that this is freaking fantastic. Love this. This is what I have in my brows today. It is what I've been using religiously for like months at this point, and it is so nice. It's $1.55. It is $1.55. I cannot repeat that enough times. It is so freaking fantastic. I cannot get over how much I love it. So yes, this is a beautiful alternative to the e.l.f. one, and it doesn't mold. If anybody can understand, or if anybody knows, plus this one has this little protective cover, which I really appreciate, because I feel like that might be why the e.l.f. one kind of got moldy. Maybe there was too much airflow because it wasn't airtight or something. But this one has this little protective cover on it. It is airtight, and it just keeps everything nice and sealed off, and I don't have to worry about freaking science experiment happening in my brow gel. So yeah, I like this. I like this an awful lot. Again, that was the AOA Studios Magical Girl Brow Lift Sculpting Wax. So nice. I went through a couple of concealers and even an entire tube of foundation. So I went through a full tube of the Revlon Candid Glow foundation. This is one of my very favorite foundations of the year. We have a best of 2023 coming up very shortly. This stuff is freaking spectacular. I love it. I love the packaging. It is super easy to get it, like even to the very last drop. It was super easy to get everything out of here. It's got a nice little pump on it. The color is fantastic. This is a perfect skin tone match for me. I have it in the shade 270. This stuff is beautiful. Really gorgeous light medium coverage. Leaves your skin looking glowy and fresh, but not overly sticky or tacky. It's not uncomfortable on the skin at all. This is just a beautiful freaking foundation. If I may say so, I think Revlon really killed it this year. They released some really fantabulous products, and I think Revlon is like, they're definitely back in the game for sure. But this one I love so much. This goes for $10.99 at Walmart. Of course, it's going to be more expensive at other places. The price point is going to vary, but this off of Amazon is where I found it the most affordably at. They have the full range of all the tones and colors, things like that. So yeah, this stuff, love. Definitely already repurchased. I have backup upon backup in my collection. This is one of those foundations that I just don't want to be without ever. So beautiful. I went through a full thing of the Maybelline Instant Rewind concealer eraser. This is in the shade Light. I love this stuff. Now, not a big fan of the little sponge on top, even though it does make application really easy. I do find that sponge just absorbs so much product. It gets so nasty. Like, this is not a clean, tidy kind of concealer at all. If gunky nastiness bothers you, like, this is not going to be the concealer for you. However, I found that when I would just take that sponge off, you can still twist it up, and then I would just dab it under my eye and then blend it out with my sponge. It works beautifully. Love this stuff so much. Have already repurchased this. This is one of those concealers that is just, it's a holy grail for so many people. It is a staple in so many people's collections. This is also absolutely affordable at $10.99. Again, you can get it more affordably off of Amazon and Walmart. It's going to be more expensive at places like Ulta, Rite Aid, things like that. But if you have dry skin, or if you have problem under eyes and are looking for something that's going to like give you coverage but also not dry your under eyes out, make them look heavy and crepey, this is a fantastic option. Also, it's a beautiful mixing concealer as well. So I find this to be fairly hydrating, but it sets down. It doesn't sink into my fine lines. It doesn't crease on me off like horribly. Just a good all-around standard fantastic concealer. I love this. I'm working on the shade. I have another one open that I'm almost out of. I think this is in the pink shade. This is the brightening shade. So this is the shade 160. I love this stuff as well. This one is definitely a little bit brighter. This one was in the light shade 120. This one has more of a pink undertone, whereas this one was a little bit more yellow. So I find that this one is a little bit better of a skin tone match for me, but they both worked beautifully and I highly enjoyed both of them. So yeah, if you're looking for a good concealer and haven't tried this one, definitely go check it out. I think that you would really, really like it. I went through a full tube of the Physicians Formula Natural Defense Concealer. This one I kind of had to like jimmy back together because I ended up actually having to cut it apart to get the rest of it out. But this I actually really enjoyed. I wouldn't say that this is going to be a super hydrating concealer. It does have a really beautiful amount of coverage, but it has more of that powdery kind of finish and dry down to it. So I found that this was, I really like to use this to cut my brows and to like clean up my brows. I thought it was really pretty for that. It did look okay on my under eyes. This isn't something that I'm going to repurchase though. I also found that the mechanism on this, because it has, let me see if I can get it open and show you guys. It has this kind of like twist lock action here. There was a sponge on top of here as well. So the same kind of premise as the Maybelline one, but I found that I just couldn't get any product out of it because like this, like there was something that happened in the mechanism there that wouldn't let the product come out. That's why I ended up having to cut it apart. I didn't want to throw it away though, because waste not, want not. But yeah, I don't think that I would repurchase this. Not a terrible concealer. I feel like if you had oily skin, this might be a better option for you. But for my dry skin, I just found that it just looked a little bit dry on my under eyes. But it did look really nice underneath my brows to kind of cut my brow out, things like that. So I was able to use it up. But for the most part, I just don't think, not my favorite concealer. Not my favorite. I went through an entire tube of the KVD Lock-It Concealer. I picked this up. It is gone, and I am so sad about it. This I absolutely adored. This was one of those concealers that I liked all over my face. I liked it on my under eye. I liked it to cut out my brow. This was a beautiful concealer. Super pigmented. I had this one in the shade L1 Neutral, or yeah, so the latest shade pretty much that came in the range. This unfortunately has been discontinued, so you cannot get this anymore. I almost didn't mention it in today's video, but I did use it up, and I'm kind of proud of the fact that I used it all up, so I'm going to go ahead and mention it anyway. But I am so sad. It seems like all of my favorite products get discontinued, and that makes me so very sad, because this was fantastic. I loved the tone of this. This was one of my very favorite mixing concealers. If I have a concealer that I really love, like this one right here. So this is the Revolution IRL Filter Finish Concealer. I have this in the shade C4, so it is an exact skin tone match for me. However, it's not quite bright enough for my under eyes. So what I would do is I would take this and mix a little bit, because it's literally white. I would mix two of these together, and it would be absolutely perfect. Also, I felt like this added a little bit of coverage. It also kind of like sticks around for absolutely forever. It doesn't budge, it doesn't move. It's like super long wearing concealer as well. A little bit drying just on its own, but mixed with things was absolutely fantastic. I'm very sad that they no longer make this. However, it's like a $30 concealer when it was released. Super expensive, so probably wouldn't have repurchased it anyway. But yeah, I like this very much, and the packaging was absolutely stellar. Absolutely love the packaging. So nice. But yeah, use it up. It's all gone. Talking about an eyeshadow primer. So this is the Hard Candy Eyes The Limit eyeshadow primer. This is it used to be one of my very favorite eyeshadow primers, just because you get a ton of product in here. And I found yeah, it just dried up on me and it's not usable anymore. This stuff was beautiful. Gives you a little bit of coverage, but I found that's not my favorite kind of eyeshadow primer, just because I prefer something that's a little bit stickier, and this one was more like a concealer than it was anything else. So it gave you the coverage and gave you a nice clear, like not clear, but smooth base to work off of. But I find that I like eyeshadow primers that are a little bit stickier. So just wasn't my favorite eyeshadow primer, and again, there was so much product in here that I wasn't able to use it all before it kind of dried up and became unusable. You get 0.46 ounces in here, so almost half an ounce of product. You can literally, it's so dry in there, you can literally hear it shaking around in there. But a ton of product in here. A ton of product in here. I think that if you enjoy an eyeshadow primer that's more like a concealer, just kind of goes on, gives you that coverage, I really think that you would like this one. Also, it is stupidly affordable. So the Hard Candy eyeshadow primer goes for $5.97, so $6. You get a ton of product in here. I really think it is a very good option if you like eyeshadow primers like this. My very favorite eyeshadow primer of the moment is this one though. This is the NYX Ultimate Eyeshadow Primer. This one has a doe foot applicator, which I really enjoy, whereas this one has kind of like that squeezy tube. You just squeeze it out. This one you apply with your eyeshadow or with the applicator. Yeah, and this one dried out, so I quit using it. It's gone though. It's pretty much gone. Yeah, it's gone. But this stuff I really like. So you can see you get just a tiny bit of coverage with it, but the reason I like this so much is it is sticky. It is sticky and tacky, and it really sticks your eyeshadow to your face, especially since I have such hooded eyes, things like that. I really enjoy a sticky primer that's really going to keep my eyeshadow on and lock it down. That way I don't have to worry so much about transfer and smudges, things like that. This is quite a bit more expensive than the hard candy one. This one is $11. So, and you don't get anywhere near as much product in here either. So how much you get? 0.27 fluid ounces. So literally half the amount that you get in the hard candy, and it's like $6 more expensive. So there's that. But I do like this one. It lasts absolutely forever. The smallest amount of this is going to go the very longest way. It is my very favorite. It is, if you look at my description boxes, and I'll always put a list of products down in the description box, every single time one of the first products mentioned is always going to be the NYX Shadow Primer, because I just love it. I think it's fantastic. Eyeshadow primer is one of those things that people just really like. They find one they like and they stick to it. People stan their eyeshadow primers. I know a lot of people really love the Milani eyeshadow primer. I have used that one before as well. It is very similar to the NYX one, except it has more coverage and it's creamier and not quite as sticky as the NYX one is. They're all fantastic. It's just about personal preference and what you enjoy. Both of these are really beautiful. This one is definitely the better value, but this one I enjoy just a little bit more because, you know, it's what I like. But to each their own. They're both really nice though, and they're both gone. I have a couple of brow products that I was just kind of like either finished up or that were just awful. This one is discontinued and it makes me so sad. This is the KVD Signature Brow Pencil. This is probably my favorite brow pencil of all time. I like mine in the shade medium brown. They're stunning. They're discontinued, so again, I kind of debated whether I should mention it or not, but you can still find these at the discount stores. TJ Maxx, Burke's, Marshall's, places like that. So if you ever come across this, pick it up. The only thing I will tell you though is make sure that it hasn't been opened, because once they get opened, they do have a tendency, because they're old at this point, they're just an old product in general, they do have a tendency to dry out and get real hard. But y'all, when I tell you, and I love the spoolie on these, because one end is a spoolie and then the other end is the actual product, and the spoolies on these were just so fantastic, nice and stiff. They really comb through the brows and really separate the brow hairs, and the actual product is super long wearing. It's pretty much like their pomade but in a pen, and it was just so good. Long wearing, really pigmented, but creamy and easy to blend out. They're fantastic. The NYX Micro Brow Pencil is pretty close to it, though I still prefer the KVD one. However, the NYX one is still in production and this one is discontinued, so I guess there's that. But this was so good, and I ran out of it. This one was in the shade blonde, but my favorite shade is the medium brown. I have a couple of just really awful brow products. Well, one awful brow product. So this is the Wet n Wild Color Icon Eyebrow Pencil. So one side is a spoolie, the other side is the actual pencil. And y'all, this is just, I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of the color. I think it's super warm. I also think that it's really waxy and a little bit difficult to use. Just wasn't my favorite. This is a super affordable brow pencil though. It's only $2. So I think that if that color works for you, I think you might like this if you enjoy a little bit of a harder, waxier kind of eyebrow pencil. I just found that it just wasn't my favorite, and I have so many brow products at the moment. I just didn't need to keep it. If I didn't like it, I just decided I didn't need to keep it in my collection, so we're going to toss this one. But one that I really, really enjoyed was this one right here. This is the Oma by Sharon C. One and Done 2-in-1 Brow Styler. So on one end you have your actual pencil, and then on the other end you have this really fantastic brow gel. Now I have this in the shade 2, I believe. Yeah, I have this in the shade 2. Now I didn't use up the pencil portion all the way through just because it's not quite deep enough for me. Yeah. So that is the color. So this one right here, that is the color. I love the tone. It's nice and ashy. It's not overly warm. You can definitely see the difference in tone between these two. How this one almost looks red compared to this one. So I definitely love the tone of it. It is a waxier kind of pencil as well. It's very, very stiff, so not super creamy. I do usually prefer a creamier kind of eyebrow pencil. But I think the thing that is the most spectacular about this little contraption is definitely the brow gel. The brow gel just so happens to be one of my very favorite brow gels available at the drugstore. I so wish that they would just come out with the tinted brow gel in an like just on its own, because I would buy so many. It's perfect. It is perfect. It's got the perfect amount of pigmentation to it. It goes in, adds a little bit of volume and density and a little bit of tint to your brows without being like overpowering, making your brows look like, you know, Mr. Bean, just super caterpillars sitting on your forehead. But it really like sticks up the brow hair as well. It really stiffens it up. The hold is fantastic. I love this. And it's like, it's gone. Yeah, it's gone. There, I want to see if I can show you guys the color. I used this to the very, very last drop. That's about the color. A little bit warmer than the pencil side, but I find they kind of played off each other and looked really, really nice. This stuff was fantastic. Also, they're very, very tiny, but I found that this lasted me a good long while. I think I had this for like 6 months, 6 or 7 months. Used it literally every single day, and it was so good. And it's really affordable as well. You get this for $8.49. Y'all, if you were to go out and separately pick up an eyebrow pencil and a brow gel, it's going to cost you twice that. So the fact that you get both products in here, so fantastic. So definitely you're getting a great value for your money here, and the quality of the product's just fantastic. I have not repurchased this yet, but it is going to happen. It's going to happen soon. I used up an entire one of my used to be one of my very favorite eyeliners. This is the Milani Stay Put eyeliner in the shade After Dark. I freaking love this pencil so much. You want to talk about creamy and inky and just really fantastic. I love this stuff. Now it says it is a Stay Put pencil, and it is for the most part. It's one of the better pencils I've found. It stands up to my watery eyes pretty well. I did find that I was getting just a little bit of smudging, especially on this outer corner. Now, that's going to happen with just about any eyeliner I use. I, to date, have not found one that stands up 100% perfectly to my watery eyes. But this one, it worked really, really well. It is probably top 2 favorite eyeliners of all time. I love this stuff so much, and it is super, like, can I get a swatch out of it? Like, yeah, there we go. It is super deep and dark and inky, but beautifully creamy as well. Very, very easy to manipulate. Super easy to get like a nice smoky under eye or like a smoky wing. Just a beautiful, beautiful product. I like this stuff so much. It is a little bit expensive though. The Milani Stay Put eyeliner goes for $9.99. So it's a $10 eyeliner. It's good. It's fantastic. I will say that my new favorite is definitely the Ioni one. So these ones I think are almost identical. However, the Milani one is a sharpenable pen, not the Milani, but the Ioni one is a sharpenable pencil, which I actually kind of prefer because you get more product in here. I find that these ones last a little bit longer. Also, the Milani dries, or not the Milani, but the Ioni dries down a little bit better, and it is even creamier. So you can see there's the difference between the two. I still think the Milani is definitely inkier. It's definitely blacker, but I think they're both super, super fantastic. Fantastic quality. And this one I get from the Dollar Tree for $1.25. Like, it is my favorite. It is my favorite eyeliner of the year. It's absolutely fantastic. $1.25 compared to $9.99. I'm just saying. They're both fantastic. I have already repurchased the Milani. I'm just waiting to get through my own Ioni first before I open up a new one. But yeah. Really, really fantastic eyeliner available at the drugstore. Speaking of eyeliners, I also went through an entire pencil of the NYX. This is the NYX Epic Wear liner stick. This is just in the black shades, the shade Pitch Black. And the reason that I had to toss this one is because it just got so tiny. Yeah, it just got so tiny it was difficult for me to use. So has to go in the, like, look, a teeny tiny little thing. I used this thing up almost to the last drop. So there is it swatched. So there's the NYX, this is the Ioni, and this is the Milani. I think they're all pretty comparable when it comes to like inkiness and pigmentation, things like that. Yeah. So my eyeliner even right now is starting to try to smudge on me. If your eyeliner starts to smudge on you, just take your sponge and just kind of pat it out. Just like that. The whatever foundation or powder is left on your sponge will kind of reset that under eye. Just like that. And we're good as new. Also repowder afterwards. And you should be good to go. But I have real squinty eyes, so it just transfers on me like crazy. If you have a good budge-proof eyeliner, please let me know. I am definitely on the market for one. This one was really good. It dried down. It set down. It was nice and creamy. I did find that the closer this got to the bottom, the drier it became. So it didn't stay super creamy and blendable throughout the entire pencil. So there's that. But these ones are really affordable as well. This one is it's $9. So it's about the same price as the Milani. If I had to pick between the NYX one and the Milani one, I would definitely pick the Milani one. I think it's the better pencil just in general. But yeah, this one was a good one, just not my favorite. And then last but not least, well, we have two things left to talk about. So this one, I went through a full tube of the Maybelline Falsies Surreal Mascara. This was a beautiful, beautiful freaking mascara. The only reason I had to stop using it was because it got super clumpy on me. But y'all, this mascara, I want to say, lasted me 2 months, 2 or 3 months of every single day use, and it just continued to get better with time until at one point it just got a little bit too dry and started clumping up on me. But y'all, beautiful, beautiful mascara. One of my very, very favorites of the year. And then last but not least, we have this thing right here. And this one was just, it's not gone, but it is awful. It's an awful, awful lip product. So this is the Rimmel Stay Matte Liquid Lipstick, but this one is in the shade Blue Iris. And you guys have heard me talk about this line of lip products before, saying that I really, really like them. And I do. This line in general, the Stay Matte liquid lips, I think are beautiful. They look gorgeous on the lips. They're mattifying without being overly drying and uncomfortable. So I really enjoy them. They've got almost that velvety, almost powdery kind of dry down. It just looks so smoothing and almost blurring on the lips. I really, really enjoy these. This color, however, is so bad. I love a good deep blue kind of lip moment. I love a good vampy lip, something that's a little bit different. I love a good wild lip color. Which is why I was so excited when I found this. They're stupidly affordable. They range anywhere from like $4 to like 8 or 9, again, depending on where you pick them up at. And oddly enough, depending on what color you choose. This one was super cheap. I guess it's because it's not a super popular color, but I picked this up, I think, for around $4. I wanted this to work so badly because the color is stunning. It is a really gorgeous kind of like deep purpley blue color. That's what it looks like, but even from the swatch, you can tell this is the patchiest, most uneven freaking lipstick I have ever used in my life. It does not matter how many times you layer it up, does not matter how much you use. This patches and it just looks awful. It looks cheap and it looks like play makeup. It's bad. It's bad. I like this formula in general. Again, I like the way that it feels on the lips, but this color, I don't know what they did. I don't know if the pigment is just separating, what's going on, but it is literally impossible to get a nice, solid, like good looking lip out of this color. It's impossible. It's awful, so it's going in the trash. Do not like it. Love the color. Love the color. Hate the formula. So bad. Guys, that is it for this installment of The Good, the Bad, and the Empty. I hope it was enjoyable to you in some small way. Guys, as always, no filters, no fancy lighting. It is just me sitting in front of my camera, going through my trash, hoping you guys are enjoying what I'm doing. If you did enjoy the video, make sure you give it a big old thumbs up before you leave. And until next time, stay safe, take care of yourselves, and remember, you're important. Bye.